Welcome everyone. So in this presentation we will discuss about camera serial interface. We call it MIPI CSI interface. We will understand how our camera sensor is connected to the SoC, and after that we will understand MIPI CSI interface. So here this is written as wrong. It should be MIPI CSI2, that is a camera serial interface. After that we will understand hardware pipeline, how exactly the hardware pipeline in our camera, and how the preview data flow happens in the camera and snapshot data flow happens in the camera. So this diagram show like our chipset or our embedded board is connected to image sensor by a wire which is called MIPI CSI sensor interface. So MIPI CSI is the interface. It's a camera serial interface which is most widely used nowadays in almost all of the cameras. So most of the OEMs vendors or most of the manufacturers or most of the semiconductor companies nowadays using MIPI CSI interface for connecting the camera sensor or image sensor to the development board. So here you can see this diagram. So this is our MIPI CSI cable which is connected to the camera sensor. So our camera sensor is connected to the SoC by two interface. One is the MIPI interface, another one is the I2C interface. So I2C interface is used for controlling the camera sensor from SoC side. Let's say you want to change the resolutions settings, you want to change the camera mode, or you want to change the FPS. So any setting, you want to start the camera, you want to stop the camera, any settings or any command you want to pass to camera sensor from the chipset side, that will happen through I2C. So don't go with the direction of I2C. This direction is wrong actually. So camera sensor get the command from SoC by using this I2C interface, and with that we have MIPI interface which actually connected to the camera sensor. So all the data frame transmissions happens by using of MIPI interface. In the coming slide we will understand what exactly the MIPI interface is. By the time being, just understand all the data transmission which happens from camera sensor to SoC, that happens through MIPI interface. So let's say whatever the frames we are capturing from the camera sensor, whatever the frames we are capturing, or whatever the frames camera sensor is capturing, so all these frames comes through the MIPI interface to the SoC. So because camera sensor will just capture the frames, if it doesn't have ISP with it, so ISP will lies on SoC board or SoC side. So after that further processing of frames will happen on the SoC side. So somehow we have to pass the frame which we have captured from the camera sensor to the SoC. So that will happen through MIPI interface. So again I will repeat, there are two interfaces which connect camera sensor to the SoC. One is I2C interface. I2C interface used for controlling the camera sensor from the SoC, and MIPI interface is used for transferring the data from camera sensor to the SoC. So here I have written some points about MIPI CSI. So MIPI CSI is a camera serial interface specified by MIPI Alliance. It is most widely spread interface for connecting camera sensor to the chipset, as I earlier said. And MIPI CSI2 makes integration easier and future proof. How it so? So our SoC side we will be having MIPI CSI interface, that is a generic interface. So you can connect any camera sensor to the same MIPI CSI interface. It means different camera sensor can be connected to the same MIPI CSI interface, and the same MIPI CSI driver will be controlling that particular camera sensor. Let's say today you have connected IMX290 which is 2 megapixel with the SoC. So the driver which is being used here, the MIPI CSI driver which is being used here, that can work as well when we connect some different camera sensor in future. Some different camera sensor we connect, let's say we connect a camera sensor which have 8 megapixel camera sensor in future, so that camera sensor also can be connected to the same MIPI CSI interface, because this interface is a generic interface, and the same driver will be used for connecting a different camera sensor to this SoC. So this is how it makes integration easier and future proof, because in future as well you can use the same MIPI CSI driver, no need of writing driver again and again, so it will save our lot of time and effort. And after that this MIPI CSI interface, it's a highly data transferable interface in which the data transmission rate is very high. It supports up to 6 gigabit per second data transmission rate, so very high bandwidth data can be transferred from camera sensor to our SoC. That is why we can support 4K data interface data being transferred from MIPI CSI interface. And the other thing is, because MIPI CSI has functionality to control data and transfer data at very high rate, so it reduce the overhead on the host CPU. The CPU which will be sitting on the SoC side, that has to less worried about the data which is coming from the camera sensor interface. So let's understand now what exactly the MIPI CSI interface, what is there in the MIPI CSI cable. So MIPI CSI cable is the all-in-one cable which connects our camera sensor to the SoC, and which have all the multifunctionality cable inside it. So MIPI CSI is nothing but a combination of physical lines which is used for multi-purpose. So here you can see this MIPI CSI cable connect camera control interface. So two line will be for controlling the camera sensor interface. As I said, we have I2C lines for controlling the camera sensor. So these two lines will be dedicated for controlling the camera sensor, and this we call it camera control interface. And one line is one clock lane. Clock lane will be for providing the clock for transmission of data. So we will be having one clock lane, and after that we have 4 data lane which will be actually used for transferring the data from camera sensor to the chipset, and each of the data lane can support a transmission rate of 1.5 Gbps. So this is very high data rate transmissions. So that is why we have 4 lane. So we will multiply 1.4 Gbps with 4, so we will come out 6 Gbps data rate we can achieve by using the MIPI CSI interface. That is a very high data rate. So because of this, mostly companies nowadays prefer using MIPI CSI interface for connecting our camera sensor with the chipset. And after that we have our 2 GPIOs. It also has 2 free GPIOs which can be connected with the camera sensor as well as the chipset. This GPIO can be dedicated for reset pin or standby pin and other purpose. So with that we have external power supply also. So the power will be provided to our camera sensor by using the same interface. That is why you have seen here only the one cable is being connected to the image sensor. So this one cable has all the functionality support. It also provide power, it also provide control interface, it also provide data transmission interface, and it also provide GPIOs as well. So it reduce lot of overhead on the host side. So you can see here, this is the host interface. This side will be connected to our host chipset or SoC, and here you can see this and will be connected to our camera sensor side. So this is D5 lines which will be actually carrying the data. So now this diagram show MIPI CSI transmitter side and MIPI CSI receiver side. So this is our camera sensor side which is connected to our SoC side. So because our camera sensor captures frame which which we need to transfer to the SoC side. So our camera sensor will behave like a transmitter. So on MIPI, on camera sensor side, we will be having MIPI CSI transmitter interface, which will have data lane and a clock lane, which will send data to the SoC. And SoC side, we will be having MIPI CSI receiver end, which will receive data from the camera sensor. And with this MIPI CSI transmitter and receiver, we will be having CCI slave and CCI master end. So CCI master is nothing but a I2C master sitting on the SoC side, which will be used for controlling the I2C slave device, which is sitting on the camera sensor side. So this CCI slave is nothing but a I2C slave device. Our camera sensor will behave like a I2C slave device for the SoC. So that is why whenever we will write our camera sensor driver, we have to register ourselves as a slave for this particular I2C master. And other thing I forgot to mention is, in SoC side, we might have multiple or more than one MIPI CSI receiver interface. More than one MIPI CSI receiver interface. It means multiple camera sensor can be connected to the SoC at a time. So the number of CSI defines how many maximum camera sensor we can connect at a time to the SoC. Let's say you have 2 MIPI CSI interface at the SoC side, so at a time you can connect 2 camera sensor. If you have 4 MIPI CSI interface at the SoC side, you can connect 4 camera sensor at a time. So now let's talk about hardware pipeline in a camera. So most of the vendor or most of the OEMs manufacturer, they have their different architecture for transferring the data from camera sensor to the SoC, and they have their own different pipelines. But I will talk about some generic mechanism or some generic pipeline interface by which we can transmit our data from camera sensor to the SoC side. So here you can see in camera sensor side, we will be having MIPI CSI transmitter interface, which will send data to the MIPI CSI receiver interface. So there MIPI CSI receiver interface will be there, and this is the CCI master interface, which will be used for controlling the camera sensor. So the first interface which will receive data from the MIPI CSI interface, that is VFE. When I say VFE, it means ISP, which will perform the denoise algorithm and 3 algorithms on the data which is being captured from the camera sensor. So VFE is called video front end. So this VFE will pass the processed data to the RAM. Now, depending upon the use case, whether it's a preview or snapshot, this data will have their own track path. So let's say this is the example of preview. So whatever the data which we got from VFE, that data we have to pass it to the display, because ultimately we have to display the data on the display screen. So the data which will go to RAM, the data will pass to the display, so that you can see the preview on the camera screen or camera LCD. After that, if we have a snapshot case, in case of snapshot, we have to pass data to the JPEG for encoding. So the data which we captured from the VFE, the data will come to the RAM, and from RAM we will pass the data to the JPEG. JPEG will do their own processing on the data, or it will encode the data, and then it will save that data to the RAM, and the snapshot of that particular data which we captured from the camera sensor we will pass to the display if you want to see the snapshot on the screen. So this is how the hardware pipeline works in our camera. This is just a high level overview of the hardware pipeline. On a nutshell, this is a generic interface in which most of the cameras are being connected to the camera sensor by MIPI CSI interface to the SoC. So if you have any question, you can post your question at info@tutorialsready.com. We will be happy to help you. So you can also connect with us on the Facebook. So thank you for listening. In the next presentation, we will discuss about camera sensor driver code walkthrough. Thank you for listening.